Have you ever thought about what it really means to be born? Society tells us that suicide and murder are terrible crime. If someone kills another person, or even themselves, people say they have lost their humanity. But today, I want to ask a different question. What if the real violation, the real crime against life, is not suicide or murder, but birth itself? Let's start simple. Suicide and murder are about ending a life early. The person already exists. They are already alive. But suicide and murder only shorten their time on Earth. They don't create death, they just make it happen faster. In a way, both suicide and murder are dealing with a life that is already here, already suffering, already struggling. Society condemns these actions because they cause pain or whatever. But at least they are acting upon what already exists. They don't create the suffering from nothing. They only work with the suffering that is already here. Now let's look at the past. Past doesn't shorten life, of course. It does something much bigger. It proves something that was not even a something, pure nothingness, into a painful existence. Without consent, without permission, a being that could have stayed peacefully as nothing is forced into a world where pain, the suffering, and the deaths are unavoidable. Once you are born, you have no choice. You must die someday in the future. Birth doesn't just risk death, it guarantees death. It is a contract signed without your agreement, a forced agreement to suffer, struggle, and eventually disappear from this world. So think about this. Suicide and murder only move this closer. But they create the entire tragedy. Without birth, there's no death, no fear, no loneliness, no sickness, and no wars. Just peaceful, silent nothingness. We call murders evil. We call people who commit suicide tragic. But we celebrate those who create life that must end in death. Isn't that strange? Isn't that kind of moral blindness? Many people will say, but life has beautiful moments too. Yes, maybe, but those beautiful moments always come with pain, always with loss, always with struggle, always with death waiting at the end. And we have no right to force another being to be through that. Just because we think some parts are worth it. But is an act done never with the permission of the one who must live and die. So I ask you again, what is a real violence? Taking a life that already exists, or the forcing life onto a being that never needed to exist, and trapping them in a world where death is guaranteed. Maybe it's time to rethink what we call good and what we call evil. Thank you for listening.